Ladies and gentlemen, you know where you're at. This is your host with the most. How's everybody doing out there? If you're new here, welcome. Truly glad everybody stopped by. We're going to get right into this one. Got something brand new and fresh. And I'm going to be real with you guys. Got a lot to show you. It's just, how can I explain this? There's a lot of things going on in the background that you guys never see. I mean, I could do a video on it. Doesn't really make sense for me to. I mean, you guys could basically see the numbers and things like that. So, if you've been here a while, you know it's kind of heartbreaking. But, I get it, you know. But there's a lot of things out here, though. It really is. There's a lot of things out here. We're going to go through this one right now. Nothing really major, too out of the ordinary. Kind of like, kind of like this. What's that show I used to watch? It was a show I used to watch, too. Vikings. Started getting into, these kind of things. But let's go through it. Let's just walk through it a little bit. Whenever you guys get to any setup, please allow it a few ticks so it can do what it has to do. Let's check it out. Let's see what we got. Okay. Now, when I get to any setup, I mean, of course, we can go through sub menus and things like that. Basically, when you see the main menus looking like this, you're gonna get, your stuff like that. Maybe some might be different than others. Okay. Of course, you know how we go with the crew. No need to go through that. We know how we go through with the crew. Shadow, it's been out here for a minute. Looks like, people are really liking this. Y'all know what the LT is, the YT. Let's just go to the add-on browser because that's what I like to go in first whenever I do a setup. I like to go in here and just make sure everything is up and ready to go. Okay, that's my thing. I like to make sure things are up and ready to go. This is up and ready to go. With this particular one here, all you can enable is the input stream adaptive. Now, it comes disabled, working fine, nothing wrong with it. Actually think the RTMP input is in the background. Now, with these things, I would like you guys to long press on it and get the information on it so you'll know what it does and things like that. Always know what things do. Don't just get the things just because I say them. You have to know what these things do. Okay? Let's get into that. Get into knowing. And I actually think you guys have been listening to me. Don't really know where you're getting where you're getting your setups from now. But I think you guys have listened to me enough to where you almost don't need me anymore. You can get any setup. I'm gonna actually show you guys one of the setups like that I really mess with on an everyday basis. And that's a whole nother video. Okay? Let's go right into here. What we want to do now is go right into tools. Okay. And the first thing I want to focus on here is player. Now with player, I always recommend everybody stays on expert. You can actually have it on advanced and actually do what I'm doing here. But I would like everybody to stay on expert here. And what I want to focus on is this. And I want you guys to get a mental picture of this even before I even go down. This is how your setup should look normally. Alright. Now what I want to do now is go to processing. Okay. And I want to focus on enable HQ scalers for scaling above. Me personally, I like to have mine on 100 for all the devices, 3 gigabytes and up. I'm on a shield right now, okay? And I'm using Ethernet. And 100 works for me. Alhamdulillah. Excuse me. 100 works for me. Pardon me on that. Woo. Now my medium devices, Fire TVs and Cubes, as well as your NVIDIA tubes, those are all 2 gigabyte devices. I kind of like to have that on 50 or 60. And I like to have that on 50 or 60 if I'm using Ethernet. Now, if I'm not using Ethernet for that, I would gradually, move it from 40 to 50 and maybe 50 to 60 and see how it, works. But that's basically what I do, okay? And the last setting for your small end devices like your Fire Sticks and things of that nature, kind of like to have it on 30. Comes in on 20 by default, but I like to bump it up 1, and it works for the people that I deal with. Okay. Now, keep in mind, all of these particular settings determined whether you're using Ethernet or Wi-Fi. It could depend. If you got a lot of devices on your Wi-Fi and things like that, and you have, minimal internet speed, it could be a problem. So this is where you have to know your device, what it's capable of doing, and things of that nature. And it's really simple. There's nothing really hard about what I'm saying. Okay? But this is a real section. You need to check on it every time you get it set up, because you don't want to have it tuned up and it's not tuned up particularly for your device. Now, when you're talking about enable HQ scalers for scaling above, you can actually look at what it does here. If you pay attention to the bottom of the screen, it actually tells you what's going on. Keep that in mind, people. And pretty much, with this kind of thing, I know a lot of people not going to like it. That it is what it is. A lot of people's not going to feel this. I'm actually feeling it. There's really nothing else for me to do. I'm not trying to take too many of your ticks. All we need to do now is really just go to our program add-ons and go to the Wiz. Once we get to the Wiz, my thing here is I like to go to maintenance first before I write my advanced settings. And I like to just clean all. And once I clean all, I like to go to tools. Now, when I go to tools, I used to talk about quick config, which you could go into quick config if you're really not familiar with what you're doing. Okay. And as you can see, it has buffer mode on 2, read factor at 5. Me personally, I like to go to full config. Now, full config, what I do, I'll see this and I'm on the shield. I'll bump mine all the way up, right? Then I'll go down to read buffer factor and I'll bump that all the way up. And then last but not least, I will go to buffer mode, and instead of me having it on 2, I'll go right to 1. Now, if you're new here and you don't know really what you're doing, I would leave everything alone except buffer mode. And just put it on 1. But whatever you should choose to do, just make sure you write the file at the end. As you can see, write the file. Just make sure you write the file. And after you guys write the file, there's nothing else really to do here but just restart your setup. And after you restart your setup, you should have a decent experience here. Shouldn't be really too much of a problem. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys what I've been using to the day to day. If you guys want to see that video, let me know in the comments below what I use day to day. Otherwise, this tutorial is over. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you get a chance, like, share, and subscribe. But most of all, comment. Don't forget to hit the notification bells, people. As always, I'm hoping you're having a blessed, peaceful, and a productive day. Love and peace for all. Never forget, it is good to be good, and it is bad to be bad. I'm going to see you guys on the next one, y'all. Peace.